Fox 26 News at 5 p.m.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Chris Stipes. 3 teenagers in court today accused of killing another teen. An off-duty Houston police officer shoots at 2 men who were trying to rob him. This all happened in broad daylight. We continue to follow this breaking news happening right now. Do they believe him to be armed right now and possibly armed with more explosives? Live pictures from Sky Fox over the scene right now. We are getting a clearer perspective, and my goodness, I have never seen anything like this. Good evening. I'm Chris Stipes. Thanks for being here, everybody. A suspected sexual predator is set to be in court tomorrow. Live from New York City tonight, the countdown continues to the 2014 NFL Draft. Nothing but ice. Let me walk on it, which I tried to do earlier, and there is absolutely no way to keep your balance. So as you can see, we've got about just about 24 people walking here. They're holding up signs, begging for buses. The U.S. Supreme Court will not stay the execution, so the execution will go on. Okay, we're on the Money Watch tonight. I went to the grocery store the other day, bought 2 bags. It was like $60. Prices are crazy. Madness. New on Fox, a man and a woman try to hold up a McDonald's restaurant, and some employees end up locked inside of a freezer. We have a follow-up tonight to a story about a customer who sued a Houston stripper. This is a story people are talking about all over the world, in fact. Hey, the most interesting man in the world has been kidnapped from Pasadena. Okay, not literally kidnapped, more like cardboard cutout napped. Got his hands in the air, laying on the ground. Police have their weapons drawn. And we don't know if there's anyone else in that vehicle right now, and that's what police have to be very cautious about. This has been quite a mess since just before 6 o'clock this morning. 610 the West Loop shut down in both directions, northbound and southbound, all because of this. Take a look off into the distance. And the girl that I asked to prom, she said yes.
Oh,
and then she later came back and said, "Oh, I thought you were just joking," and she ended up going with my best friend. I kid you not. I didn't go to prom because of it. The Lego Movie stacked up. That was creative, right? You get it? Stacked up pretty well against the competition, coming in first at the box office. Woo! Nailed that one, didn't I? Let's go! Oh, now everybody move! How many times a week does somebody come up to you and say, "Hey, buddy"?
All right, I'm leaving now.
Yeah, he was waiting for it.
Whoa.
There's going to be a gift wrap-off. Not like not that kind of wrap-off, which is another day. I'm a procrastinator. I wait until April, and then actually my wife does the taxes. That's another story. But you say do it right now. What strategies, in your opinion, that's how I roll. What's the difference between Mary Jo in 2002, before your aneurysm, and you now?
It's a great life now.
How much pressure was there on you to live this life where you come from humble beginnings, and then you go on to make tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars? At the crux of it all, the defense said that he was too rich to know right from wrong. And he's not going to jail. This is a perfect example of the power of anonymity. When people aren't face-to-face, they're a lot more brave, a lot more confident to talk like that. The big question is anybody inside? As I mentioned, we did hear that there is potentially a person trapped inside. There's no shortage of evidence against this guy because most, if not all, of the businesses burglarized are equipped with surveillance cameras, and you can see the burglar's face clear as day. This is the NBA Twitter wall. So say you send out a tweet and use the hashtag NBA Jam Session or NBA All-Star Game. Maybe your tweet and your picture will appear on here.
He's going to release Tommy, who got a nice bite in the butt.
Just because of that, I promise I will never commit a crime. Oh my goodness. This is really high. Here we go, baby. Well, I'm coming by the Four Seasons sign right now. Woo! This is one heck of a workout. I asked for the wetsuit that has built-in abdominal muscles. That one was unavailable, so I'm stuck with this. We're going to make it work, though.
There he goes, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chris Stipes.
And hi, everyone. I'm Chris Stipes in for Don tonight. The trouble all started last year when a customer walked out of their bar and was killed by a hit-and-run driver. 2 Texas men in federal court in Austin today, both accused of helping terrorists in the Middle East. One of them, Michael Todd Wolf, was arrested on Tuesday here in Houston at the big airport. Back here locally today, federal agents took part in a warning to the whole Houston area about the upcoming 4th of July holiday.
Fox 26's Ashley Johnson.
Okay, Ashley, thank you. And of course, 4th of July, unfortunately, we see the drinking and driving numbers go up. And once drunk drivers leave bars or parties, they become the problem of law enforcement officers.
Isaiah Carey.
A lot of people talking about this next story. The Washington Redskins may actually be forced to find a new name. The U.S. Patent Office has ruled the nickname is, quote, disparaging of Native Americans, end quote. Fox 26 is your Gulf Coast Weather Authority. Dr. Jim Siebert is here now. Jim, it's hot, it's sunny, and rainy, kind of all rolled into one. I was driving to work, it was blue skies, and I saw lightning.
Yeah, exactly right.
Here's the here's the video of the day. Singer Idina Menzel almost really Let It Go on stage. Let It Go. I'm not going to do it.
Please do.
She let it go on stage at New York City's Radio City Music Hall.
You know you've seen the movie a million times. Chris Stipes, the Frozen star, was on the verge of a wardrobe malfunction.
Apparently it's a line from one of her songs. Because I spent a lot of time analyzing this video
you had
for
to
the sake of the
study
newscast,
the video, of course. But I loved how she just worked them into the performance.
See, this is the problem I've been saying. The problem with leather bras. It's a risky.
So now we know, Chris Stipes. Still ahead this hour.
Tonight, Bark employees are waiting to learn their financial fate as City Council wrestles over something they've wrestled a lot with. Talking about the budget here. Let's go to Fox 26's Maria Corrales. She is live tonight at City Hall. Hey, Maria. We'll stay on top of it. Maria, thank you. Okay, here's your chance to get some money. If you know something, Crime Stoppers is offering up to $5 grand for a tip that leads to an arrest in a robbery that happened at a Subway last week.
Surveillance photos show the robber.
All right, parents, listen up. You are being warned tonight about a new drug that could leave your children hospitalized. Isaiah has that in tonight's Factor. That is one of my biggest pet peeves. Just when you think you've bought the new technology, a couple months later, they come out with the new great thing.
Just be about a year or 6 months behind like I am, and you'll be just fine.
I still use a Commodore 64 from 1984. I'm kidding. But I would. All right, this is a great story. How many kids can say they are written about in school textbooks?
Well, a Houston girl will soon have those bragging rights.
In Cyprus, I'm Damalie Keith, Fox 26 News.
What a great example to youngsters, to anybody who talks about, I'm going to go get my dream instead of talking about the dream. She went and achieved it. Doesn't matter how old you are.
Well, that'll do it for Fox 26 News at 5. We're back here tonight at 9.
Even when we're off the air, we are working for you. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And our website has news updates all the time at myfoxhouston.com. And hi, everyone. I'm Chris Stipes in for Don tonight. That chase ended with a massive crash destroying several vehicles. But along with the bad, there was also a big sigh of relief. Let's go to Fox 26's Katie McCall. She's live tonight in Southwest Houston. Katie, good evening. Kelly Tracy and Leah Bailey were convicted of serving alcohol to an intoxicated person. The women worked at a place called My Bar over on Highway 6. Witnesses testified that the bartenders kept on serving a man even though he looked visibly drunk. And here's Dr. Jim Siebert, our chief meteorologist, and Dr. J. I went outside for some fresh air, and it really was fresh because we got this rain, and it really cooled things down, I thought.
It did, just a little bit.
Thanks to our partner, Community Impact Newspaper, we can share a positive development tonight impacting thousands of Sci-Fair educators.
Oh, they're celebrating tonight. An across-the-board pay raise has been approved.
Boy, the teachers in Sci-Fair walking around with big smiles, 4.5% raise.
That's a good raise.
It makes you wonder if other local school districts are going to have to follow suit because teachers are going to be like, wait a second, where's ours?
In the end, the students win.
Exactly. Going in depth tonight as war veterans come home and try to settle into some sort of normalcy. Many wonder, what was it all for?
Charlie LaDuff talks to veterans who gave so much. Well, it looked like a scene right out of the Dukes of Hazzard, and it was all caught on camera.
Here we go. It happened in Kansas. An SUV veers onto the shoulder momentarily, crashes into a cart transport trailer. Here it is, and then goes airborne. Investigators not sure what caused this accident. The driver of the SUV had to go to the hospital, but did survive. Imagine driving along and seeing that. And
still having the presence of mind to capture the video.
Crazy stuff. Speaking of this story, wow, a 911 dispatcher in Virginia was shocked, to say the least, to take a call that was about her own son.
Jerry Van Reenen.
She went on to say in that interview that she quickly realized she needs to stay calm or else her son will freak out.
Smart
on the
mom.
other end. So she was able to stay calm and
she didn't say, that's my baby. Hurry up.
I don't think I could do that.
Yeah,
Crazy
she
stuff.
handled it very well.
The City of Houston's Bureau of Animal Control and Regulation, BARC, hopes a new budget will mean an infusion of a lot of money. And wake up early with the morning team starting at 4 in the morning. They go 6 straight hours until 10 a.m. I'm Chris Stipes for Melinda Spalding and Dr. Jim Siebert, Mark Berman, the whole gang. We're out of time. We'll see you guys tomorrow. When Jimmy McDonald drove by this Katy yard and saw overgrowth galore, massive bushes, dead trees, rotting plants, and mounds of trash,
devastation is just horrible.
he was compelled to turn around.
For the last many years, a lot of people have been driving by and keeping on driving.
Not you.
No, man. God told me to turn around. I didn't question him. I turned around.
In the middle of all that growth, he found 73-year-old homeowner Virginia Zillick, who cannot speak. Throat cancer stole her voice a year ago.
Things just got beyond her control.
It also stole her ability to care for the yard she's loved for the past 42 years, the yard she raised 4 kids in. We bought the house for a garden for me. You love to work in the yard, you love to work in the garden, and it's just gotten to be too much for you. You haven't been able to get out here, right? Mrs. Zillick now communicates one letter at a time using a marker and dry erase board. It's really hard to do the bending over to pull weeds. The mower is hard on his back, your husband's back. My heart doctor won't let me now, so you physically can't get out here and do this. So when a total stranger walked up out of the blue and offered to cut her grass that same day at no charge. When Jimmy came up, she says it was overwhelming. I didn't know I could trust him. So many bad stories with old people.
I've got mint in there, and I've got all kinds of little dawdly stuff.
But it didn't take long for the two to connect. But now that you've gotten to know this guy, thumbs up, thumbs up. And oh, the work he has planned for what he calls the Mrs. Zillick Project.
And we're going to take care of all that, trim all these trees back, clean the house up, get the house power washed, get the driveway power washed. I've got 5 trees to take down I sure could use help with. McDonald, who runs a sprinkler business, is now mobilizing dozens of volunteers on his Katy Waterworks website to give Mrs. Zillick a complete yard makeover for free. This woman really needs us, and that makes me feel great.
She says, I never dreamed this. My husband will be surprised because he's out of town right now and doesn't know what's happening. No yard work for a week, yay. All thanks to a man willing to lend a helping hand. He's my angel. Don, Melinda, this has been an overwhelmingly emotional story, an emotional day, just to see the way that this Dickinson community, this neighborhood, has rallied around this little girl has been truly inspiring. Lining up outside Claire Langford's Dickinson house and winding through the streets of her neighborhood.
It is an absolute dream.
Hundreds of people who mostly don't even know the 5-year-old.
Anytime someone is in need, this community comes together.
But love and support her all the same.
She deserves it. If anyone deserves it, she does.
Little Claire has terminal cancer, but still has dreams of being a princess.
She's a girl. That's why she loves princesses. Glitter and fancy dresses and fancy hair.
On this day, she became one. A complete and total surprise, joining the likes of Belle, Cinderella, and Snow White. What do you think about all these princesses for you?
I like it.
You like it? And picking her up at their front door, the only Prince Charming she's ever known, her dad.
Well, you take one day at a time and you remain thankful for each day that you have, and that's my advice to anyone is be thankful for your family members because life can change in a heartbeat. What was your reaction when you opened your door and you saw your daddy, your Prince Charming there?
His name is actually Daddy.
His name is actually Dad. You're a sweetheart. Their horse-drawn carriage circled the subdivision over and over again to the cheers and smiles of so many new friends, people who took the time to care.
People know my child's name, and they know her story, and they know her face and her smile and her spirit, and that is the blessing through all of this, is that people know who my child is, who's a loving, caring person.
Well, there are hundreds and hundreds of people here, and they're all here for you. What would you want to say to them?
I really like them.
You really like them? Claire doesn't have much time left. After getting a clean bill of health last summer, just last month, doctors found 5 tumors on her lungs and lymph nodes. That's why the family friends who organized this Princess Parade had to act fast.
It makes me sad. I was thinking today I wanted to take her to Disney on Ice, and that's in April, so might not be here.
There we go.
But she's here right now, on this magical day, when a beautiful girl named Claire Langford brought out the best in so many.
She was always happy, and she was always thankful. And if that little girl can have that spirit, then we can all be happy and thankful and grateful for everything we have.
Kind of puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? We encourage you to go to the Fox 26 Houston Facebook page to leave your prayers and thoughts for the family. Hundreds of people already have.